Here we go. Let's start by reading the shirt. I bend so I don't break, right? Welcome to another volume of New Breeze, NuFlow, YouTube. Let's go. That rhymed. Okay, so happy Saturday. I cooked great dinner. Just was relaxing, just listening to some good jazz music, and I wasn't gonna practice tonight. And then I decided, as I was moving around, getting comfortable and that feeling that you get right after dinner, I started feeling sleepy, but my spine started just wanting to move. That's interesting, and that starts to become it's like this need. The body just needs to move, so I just decided to share it with you guys. Got some sage burning, so it's nice and smoky in here. Let's do some nice groundwork tonight. So find a comfortable seated position. I got my cushion under me right now because my joints are tight. I like to run. A lot of you know that, and so my legs tend to be tight a lot. I am learning to be easy and kind to my body. So for me, that means pulling back a little bit. For somebody else, that means going deeper. So it's all different for each of us on the mat, right? We roll out our mat, and it starts off with this physical movement, and you get to know yourself as you start to move. And when a yoga instructor is suggesting these poses and you get into them, and some are great, they feel so good, and some are just like, oh, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge. You start to really meet yourself on the mat. So that's what I'm doing. Even, a couple of years later of this whole teacher training and just really getting serious about my own practice, and just the desire to share it with other people. I'm still learning some incredible things about myself, and I am always in this competition with a better version of me, especially when I feel like I take some steps back emotionally, because this is all tied in. The mind, the spirit, it's all connected. And if you just trust the practice, you'll get to know some wonderful things about yourself. So join me. Let's just get comfortable and breathe. So in your seated position, let's just scan our bodies, just bringing your awareness to how you feel right now. May I just suggest right now, just stepping away from your thoughts, your expectations of what you think this practice is going to be about. Maybe you close your eyes like I like to do. I love closing my eyes, especially when I'm just trying to go inward. And it's been an emotional couple of days with the full moon going into Taurus, and just being in this new space and a new everything sometimes. I mean, the way that we live now, the changes, nothing's normal. Or so maybe we're realizing that there is no normal, because it'll never go back to whatever we thought it was, right? So through all of that, the one thing that's consistent that we can do is breathe. Just breathe. Let's just do that right now. Let's not expect anything. Look toward anything. Wait for anything. Just sit. However you feel comfortable. Relax your shoulders. Straighten the spine as much as you can. Feel the earth or whatever you're sitting on just support you. Just breathing comfortably, relaxing the face. What do your hips feel like? Are they tight like mine? Maybe they're talking. Maybe we can invite gentle breaths. awareness to your feet. See if you and your thoughts can bring your awareness to that area of your body. The toes, the tops of the feet, and the bottoms of the feet, the ankles. Bringing awareness up the leg, the shin, and the calves. Resting at the knee joints. Breathing soft, gentle breaths to that area. The tops of the knees and underneath. Traveling up the leg. Just thanking the body for showing up with you. Maybe you weren't all in at the idea of doing yoga, but you decided to sit and see what this thing is about. Thank you. Thank you. Thank yourself for showing up. Bringing awareness to the buttocks, to the pelvic area. Not forgetting the breath, breathing in at your pace, fully. Rounding the belly. Full exhale. Bringing awareness to the belly button, the lower back, your abdomen. Bringing awareness to your fingertips, the insides of your hand, your palms, tops of the hands and the wrists. Checking in, seeing what you feel like. Bringing awareness to the forearms, the elbows, the biceps and the triceps, just traveling. Sweet breaths, washing over the body, bringing awareness to the shoulders and the collarbone, the shoulder heads and the shoulder blades, the upper back. Breathing in. Exhaling fully, allowing all that stale air as you bring your awareness through your body with your breath. Inhale, bring awareness to the neck. Maybe you feel a little tension at the top of the shoulders and the back of the brain, the back of the neck, the cerebellum, the part of the brain that controls the movement. Send it some love, send it some gratitude, some thankfulness for showing up on your mat today. Inhale. Exhale fully, bringing awareness to your jawbones, to your ears, to your eyes, your nose, your lips, the top of your crown of your head. Just imagine an opening and warmth right there. And directly above you is the One, the Creator, just shining so much light on you, smiling at you, saying thank you. I love you. Yes. Let's inhale our hands nice and high, palms facing at the top. Exhaling, hands down to prayer, resting right there between the eyebrows, the third eye chakra. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Let's set our intention for our practice today. Let us do our best to take captive our thoughts brought within our awareness, aligning them with love and kindness. Inhale. Exhale the hands down to the mouth, setting our intentions for what we manifest with our mouth. Let us do our best to cultivate a language of love and kindness for ourselves as well as all sentient beings. And inhale. Exhale the hands down to the heart. Let us do our best to sit often in quiet contemplation of our own inner conditioning. Inhale, let's bring the arms out wide. You're opening up, just opening up the chest. If it's comfortable, bring your gaze up as much as it's comfortable. Breathing. Exhale. With your next inhale, let's straighten out bring the head forward, gazes forward. Keeping the arms fully engaged, pressing into the fingertips toward each side of the room. Breathing. Exhale, let's cross the right arm over the left arm, giving the body a nice hug. 2 full breath cycles here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, let's bring the arms wide. Moving slow like we're in water. Inhale, open the chest up. Exhale, crossing the left arm over the right arm. Once again, giving the body a nice hug. Holding on to those shoulders with the hands or wherever the hands reach is fine. Breathing. 2 breath cycles here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Be sure on your inhale, you're rounding the belly, opening up. Inhale.
Say what you have to say.
Exhale, fully.
And trust your soul.
Inhale, let's open the arms wide.
Follow what feels good.
Inhale, arms up.
Those subtle little clues.
Exhale, hands down the prayer, down the midline.
That is always speaking to you.
Alright, let's remove the cushions or whatever you're sitting on. If you're sitting on anything, and join me in a tabletop. Tabletop, hands and knees, nice straight back. So shoulders are going to be directly over the wrists. Hands are spread wide, fingers are wide, pressing into the mat with the whole hand, into the palm. So we have shoulders over wrists, and then you also want to have hips over knees. That's going to look different for everybody, but just look down, make sure you're not hyperextended, okay? So pressing in into the mat with the tops of the feet, and the shins, the knees, pressing into the ground, getting a nice, allowing some space between the ear and the shoulder, making sure you're not extending those elbows, just nice engagement, engaging the core. Alright, now let's bring our big toes together, keeping the knees as close together as you can. That's comfortable, or you can bring the knees wide. On the inhale, we're going to bring the hips back to the heels, and bringing the torso toward the mat, bringing the arms stretched in front of you, forehead to the mat. This is child's pose, Balasana. You can bring the arms to the mat, like the forearms to the mat, like I am here. Or you can engage the arms. Fingers are nice and pressed wide. Forehead is still at the mat. It's a lot more work this way. So if you want to be compassionate, find what's comfortable for you. Not what you think anybody else wants you to do. Making sure you're breathing. Inhale, let's come back to tabletop. Warming up the back. On the inhale, we're going to shine the heart forward, dropping the belly to the mat, bringing the buttocks to the sky, pressing into the ground with the hands. This is your cow pose. Gazes to the sky. Exhale, we're going to round the back, bringing the tailbone in, pressing into the ground. Chin into the chest. Inhale. Cow pose. Exhale. Cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Moving at your own pace in your breath. On the inhale, we're going into our cow pose. On the exhale, coming into cat. 2 more just like that. Engaging the hands. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Oh, that feels so good. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral spine. Top of the head is toward the front of the room. Alright. And from tabletop, you can take some free movement like I'm going to do here. Maybe just see whatever your body feels like. Maybe you'll get some little. That's what I'm feeling like right now. In whatever direction, you went in one direction, switch it up. ourselves back to Balasana, child's pose, toes together, torso to the mat, stretching the arms. Let's engage the arms if it's comfortable. Nice straight spine. Pointing that tailbone toward the mat. Pressing into the mat with the tops of your feet. If this is too much for the knees, if you want to stay in this position, but you want to be a little bit more comfortable, you can roll a blanket and bring a blanket between the knees, and then it allows some support, and it's really nice too. You can also take a block and put it between the legs, and it'll give you a little bit of support. So it's not as much pressure. Or you can also take a blanket or a bolster if you have it, or a cushion, and you can just lay the cushion right over you, just like that. So it allows for a little bit of a buffer, just being compassionate. And, the fact that you're moving is a good thing. Like we say, we bend so we don't break. So in order to get that body flexible and in a moving way, you gotta take your time with yourself. That's one of the first things people say to me when I say, oh yeah, I do yoga, I love yoga, and I teach yoga. Then you should try my class sometime. And they go, oh, I'm just not flexible. And the thing that I learned so much from my Yogalution family, and they're such great teachers, is have compassion for yourself. This yoga thing, it's a practice. That's why people say I practice yoga, because they practice. So when you see these people in these great poses and stuff, have honor and respect for them, because they've worked really hard to get where they are. It takes a lot of work to do this thing. And so when you show up for yourself, no matter where you are, what level you are, honor yourself for that and congratulate yourself, okay? So you guys ready? Let's go back into tabletop. Stacking hips over the knees, shoulders over the wrists. Let's tuck the toes. Inhale, let's send the hips back up, downward facing dog. Pressing the heels into the mat. If this is a little tight, you can open up the legs a little bit more. Just whatever is comfortable. You can also bend your knees, because again, we're having compassion for ourselves today. We're pressing into the mat, bringing our tailbone to the sky, pressing those knees toward the back of the mat. The head is hanging, and you're really pressing with those shoulder blades toward each other. Really engaging your core. Coming up on one heel, bring one heel up at a time. We call this walk in the dog. This pose right here is known in Sanskrit as Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Svanasana. Also known as downward facing dog. This is also considered a resting pose, so if you want a little bit more heat when we're practicing and you just want to stay still for a minute, instead of going to Balasana, you can come to downward facing dog. Let's come up on the balls of the feet, bringing the knees back to the mat. Bringing the knees as close together as possible, untucking the toes. We're going to sit the hips back onto the heels. Just whatever is comfortable. Bringing hands to the sides. Let me come up a little bit so I can be a little bit better view of the camera. I think that's better. So we're just sitting back on the heels if that's comfortable. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can tuck the toes and sit back on the heels that way. And let's bring the hands to heart space. Breathing. Pressing into the hands, engaging the core, pointing the tailbone down if possible. And just allowing any thoughts that are popping up right now telling you that your toes are going to break. Because if they are feeling like they're going to break and you have sharp pain, yes, by all means, untuck your toes. It's as easy as that. Or come completely out of the pose, and you can go back into a tabletop or child's pose or downward facing dog. And let's all just, wherever we are, be okay with that for the next 4 breath cycles. Inhale. more inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, let's bring the arms high. Exhale, let's go back in the tabletop. Tuck in the toes. Inhale. Exhale, sitting the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Cleaning it up. Pressing into the ground. Pressing the torso towards the tops of the thighs will allow you to feel that real deep stretch in the glutes. You can feel that in the hamstrings. Oh, you can feel that in the calves. Just send nice, gentle, fluid breath. Allowing the head to hang low. Let's inhale, bringing that right leg nice and high. One-legged dog. Just breathing in and out, feeling it, straightening out those arms. Making sure you're not spilling all your weight into the right side. I know that's what my body wants to do. Inhale, let's see if we go a little higher. Exhale that right leg down next to the left. Walk that dog out. Taking your time with whatever you got going on. Finding stillness and that downward facing dog pressing into the ground, allowing that head to hang low. Inhale, let's bring that left leg nice and high. Straightening out the arms, making sure that weight is distributed. Inhale, bring that left leg a little higher. Exhale, bring that left leg down. Bring those knees to the mat. Good. Bring the toes together, knees as wide as the mat. Sitting the hips back. Balasana, child's pose. Rest it out. Take your time. 4 full breath cycles here. Breathe. We need this. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, meet me at the tabletop. Inhale, let's bring that right leg back and up. Okay. I'm going to turn around the other way so you can see it from this way. So we're inhaling that right leg nice and high. Toes are pointed toward the mat. Doing your best to keep your weight distributed between both sides of the body. And so that's you're gonna have to keep those shoulders over the wrist, pressing as if, just imagine somebody's got a string on the heel of that right foot, pressing it toward the sky. So you're not going high. You're doing your best to keep that leg as high as the hip, right? So you're inhaling, we're gonna drop that leg down. Give it a break. Now, let me come up a little bit more so you can see this. So, we're bringing the weight to the outside of that right foot, right? And we're going to take that left leg and kickstand it right behind us, pressing it into the ground at the top of the foot. Making sure that that left shoulder is distributed directly over that left wrist. Spreading those hands wide, pressing into the ground, right? So, we're going to bring that right arm high on the next inhale, bringing your gaze, if it's possible, to those fingers, keeping that foot pressed into the ground. Modified side plank. Inhale. You want a little deeper stretch, a little bit more of a challenge. Let's inhale and bring that right leg high. Now those toes are toward the front of you, front of the room for me. Now let's take that right arm and press into the front of the mat, pressing the heel to the back of the mat, and doing your best to keep your balance. If you're trembling, that's okay. It just means the body is really starting to wake up. Bring that right arm high. You can bend that right ankle, that right knee, and grab onto the ankle if you like. And just do your best to find your balance. Maybe you bring your gaze forward. You can bring the gaze down toward the mat, whatever is comfortable. Good. Let's release that leg. And now let's bring it all down. And we're going to switch sides. And I'm going to turn around. How you guys doing? You're good. I'll be enjoying the music. Got some healing music today. All right. First, let's shake out those wrists and give those wrists a little love. You did some serious work already. I'm starting to feel some heat. Shake out the body a little bit and join you back in the tabletop. Keeping it safe, keeping it stacked up. Let's make sure we're pressing into the ground and stacked up with the body, making sure that those hips are directly over the knees. So if you need to take your time and get yourself set back up, that's okay. All right, let's inhale. Let's bring that left leg nice and high. Remember that string that we talked about, not distributing the body all the way to the right. So we're bringing the body, just pressing it, telling it to get back to the center. Let's find our balance, right? All right. All right. Take your time and breathe. I love this song. All right. Let's bring that left foot down, pressing into the outside of that left foot. We're going to kickstand that right foot down. And if you need to readjust, that's okay. Because sometimes, I don't know, I end up moving. I don't know how that happens. It just happens. But kickstand that leg. And we're going to bring that left the left arm high on the inhale. And you can bring your gaze toward that left foot, pressing into the ground with that right hand. You want a little bit more? If you took it on the other side, go ahead and try it on this side. Let's bring that left leg high and breathe. It's okay if you shake. It's okay if you fall. You can wobble. The challenge is in the wobble, because eventually you won't wobble. Inhale, let's bring that left arm toward the front of the room, pressing. Get a nice straight line. Readjusting that leg as you need to. Pressing that heel toward the back of the mat, pressing those fingers toward the front of the mat, really pressing and supporting the body with the right top of that right foot and shin. Inhale, let's bring that left arm high. And now let's bend that knee. If you did it on that side, grab the ankle and get a whole different yummy stretch and move the neck wherever you think it would feel comfortable. Just find your sweet spot. There's always a sweet spot on your mat. You're like, ah. All right, let's release it all down. Let's bring that hand down, knee down, taking our time. We don't have to plop down. Lisa, again, it's the compassion. Bringing the big toes together, knees as wide as you need them. Sending those hips to the heels. Releasing it all the way back down. Two more really good breath cycles here. I release control and surrender to the flow. Good stuff. Let's inhale. Coming back to hands and knees, tucking the toes, sending the hips, backing up, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's bring the right leg back and high. On the exhale, we're going to hug the knee into the chest. Inhale, bring that right leg nice and high. Exhale, hug that knee into the chest. Pressing into the ground. Head is hanging. Inhale, bring that right leg high. Exhale, hug that right knee into the chest. Rounding the back. Inhale, right leg high. And exhale, drop that right leg down. Taking your time, breathing. Inhale, let's bring that left leg high. Exhale, hug that knee into the chest, rounding the back, pressing into the ground. Inhale, let's bring that left leg back and high. Exhale, hugging that knee into the chest. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, hug that knee into the chest. Left leg high, inhale. Exhale, bring that left leg down. Let's come up on the ball. of the feet and bring that gaze forward, and we're going to walk our feet, so our hands, taking your time. However you get there is okay. It's not important how fast. If you need to bend the knees, that's okay. We're in our first standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway. Finding your flat back. Gaze is toward the back. Top of the head is toward the front of the mat. Keeping those ears away from those shoulders, creating a nice space. You can keep the hands below the knees or above the knees, or you can keep the hands on the ground. The important thing is we want that spine nice and straight. Exhale. Coming back down into your forward fold. Let's bend our knees, sweeping our arms all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands down to prayer. Samasti. How we doing? How you guys doing? Good? We're building some heat. Let's keep going. Let's inhale. Let's bring those hands nice and high. Gaze is toward the hands if you got it. Keep the feet as close as they're comfortable for you. On the exhale, we're going to exhale, bringing the hands all the way down the midline, bending at the hips and not the waist. You can bend the knees if you like. Touch the earth. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Holding it here. Let's inhale and exhale normal and breathing soft and free, as if you're not even folded into this position. And how you do that is you stop the mind. You stop the mind with the breath. Isn't that interesting? So maybe you walk the hands just side to side. I'm not forcing it. Just a little free movement. Breathing comfortably. Just telling the body it's okay. And now finding stillness in the middle. On your next inhale, let's bring the back up halfway. Finding your halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Let's sweep the hands all the way up. Nice flat back. Taking your time, pressing the heels into the ground. Inhale at the top. Exhale, coming all the way down to the bottom. Inhale, let's bring those hands nice and high. This time, let's bring a back bend. Exhale, all the way down the midline. Hinging at the hips, touching the earth. Inhale, bring the body up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms in front. All the way up on your inhale. Exhale, hands down to prayer. Yeah. All right. Let's inhale those hands high. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Touching the earth. Let's step that right foot back. You can bend the knees as much as you like. Step that left leg back. Coming into a high plank. Keeping those hands nice and spread it wide. Spread wide. Pressing into the ground. Pressing the heels to the back of the room will get you that nice length. Not dumping into the belly. The core is nice and strong. Bringing the shoulders forward, bending the elbows. Let's bring the knees down first. Bring the chest down second. And chin to the mat. Untucking the toes. Taking a moment here. You maybe bring the hands off the mat. Chest is high, shoulders are off the mat. Pressing into the ground with the pelvis, the tops of the thighs, the shins, the tops of the feet, whatever you can engage to bring the body as high as you like. Breathing, not restricting the breath. I know it's hard, but it's possible. It's all in a practice. Gaze is toward the mat. You got this. 2 more full breaths, just like this. I know you love me. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down. Take a moment, thanking the body, thanking that lower back, maybe you rock side to side. Bringing the hands next to the shoulders. Let's inhale the body all the way up to tabletop. Pressing all the way back, tucking the toes all the way up, down. Hips are backing up, down facing dog. Pressing those heels into the backs of the mat. Coming up on the toes, bringing the gaze forward. Let's walk the feet up to meet the hands. And a standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, bringing the back up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees a lot. Inhale, bringing the arms, sweeping them vertebrae by vertebrae on your inhale, all the way to the top, bringing your gaze forward. Nice back bend if you got it. Exhale, hands down in front. All right, let's turn. So you're facing me. We're long on the mat now. The legs are wide. Toes are pointed forward. So you're pretty wide, not too much. You don't want to be too wide. We're going to inhale, the hands high. The same thing that we did with our standing forward fold. We're going to fold at the hips, but we're going to fold down the midline. Nice wide-legged forward fold, hinging at the hips. Bending the knees if you need to. So if you need to be here, that's okay. Bringing the hands to the mat if you got it available. We're going to do that same walk, that same free movement. So it's inhale, walking the hands over to the right. Holding it here, keeping the legs as straight as you can get them. If you need to get a nice bend, that's okay too. I have tight hamstrings, so I'm always bending. You can be on the fist, you can come up on the fingertips, and you can come to the palms of the hands, whatever available for you. Taking your time with your body. We can do this every day and practice this thing every day until it feels natural. That's a beautiful thing. The beautiful thing about YouTube, you can keep coming back, doing the same practice until it becomes so second nature to you. You're teaching it before you know it to people and not even realizing it because it just becomes this yummy thing. Let's find ourselves to the middle. Just allow the head to rest. Bending the knees, sweeping the hands in front of us. Nice strong core. Good. Hands down in prayer on the exhale. Inhale, let's bring those hands nice and high. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Let's bring the body down. Remember, bend the knees if you need to. Let's keep the left hand right in front of the face. Bending slightly with that right knee. Let's inhale. The right arm high. So actually you're bending the left knee. Right leg is straight. Your gaze is toward the fingertips if it's okay. If it's too much for the neck, you can bring the gaze down. We're kind to the body, so whatever it feels like it wants to do, listen to it. Exhale, let's bring that right hand down. Bending those knees. Sweeping the hands all the way in front. Inhale. Exhale, hands down in prayer. You know what I'm doing? We're giving the hamstrings and the lower back some love today. Do you notice the theme? And it feels so good. Inhale, let's bring those hands high. Exhale, folding at the hips, being kind to the body, being kind to that back. Let's take that right hand right in front of the face, bending that right leg, keeping that left leg straight. Let's inhale that left arm high. Bringing the gaze as high as you can toward the fingertips if you want a good stretch, if you want to get a practice of stretching the neck. But we're not forcing it, so if it's not comfortable today, that's okay. Whatever's available. 2 more full breath cycles here. Exhale, let's bring that hand down. Bending the knees. Inhale, let's bring the body all the way up. Exhale, the hands down to prayer. Good stuff. Inhale, let's bring those hands high. Now this time, you're going to exhale, bring the hands down, fists to the front of the mat, to the side of the mat because of how we are. Now you're going to point the toes slightly out, bringing the heels just slightly toward each other. So we're not opening up wide. We're just a little bit, just a little slight movement in the feet. So the feet first, we're pointed forward. They're just going to point to the corners of the mat. And now we're going to dip down, bring the pelvis in, dipping down, finding our goddess pose, bringing those shoulder blades toward each other, pressing the shoulder heads away from each other. Good, inhale, let's bring it up. Straightening those arms out, coming into our star pose. You can bring the feet a little closer together. We're going to exhale, squatting it all the way down into a squat. So you might need to bring your legs a little closer together. It's ideal if you can get the heels to the mat, but it's okay if you can't. But the important thing is we're pointing that tailbone down and you're pressing the hands together, taking those elbows against the knees, opening up the body. Breathing, softening the face. Maybe you smile, telling the body that I love it. Inhale. Exhale. Let's touch the earth. Inhale, sitting the hips back and up like a downward dog. Almost like a downward dog, bending the knees a little bit. Inhale, sweeping the arms right in front. Exhale, hands down in prayer. Good step. Let's do it one more time. Let's point the toes once again towards the corners of the sides of the mat in front. Heels just slightly toward each other. Let's inhale the hands up. And exhale, bring those hands down. Goddess hands, yes, goddess hands. And we're gonna squat it down. Squat it down, now bring the tailbone in. Bring that pelvis in, engaging that core. This time let's pulse it out for 6. We're gonna go up, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 3 more, inhale, exhale, you got this. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's sweep the arms all the way up. So proud of you guys. All right, let's bring the legs closer together. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, let's bring it all the way down. Coming back down to that squat. Pointing that tailbone down. Good stuff. Yeah. Let's bring the hands down to the mat. Inhale, the hips back and up. Pressing into the mat. Bending the knees. Let's sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale the hands down. Join me down on the mat. All right, you guys. I had these props because I was going to do some stuff with them. It didn't work with the blocks like I wanted to. We'll do that another day, but I am going to work with the strap right now. So find yourself on your back. I encourage you. I got this one from Target. Oh, I shouldn't be putting a plug in for them, but you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere, online, anywhere. Get yourself a strap. You can use a, no, I wouldn't encourage you to use a belt. You might hurt yourself, but if you can be careful. Or just the robe, your robe, the string, the belt for your robe. Use that if you need to. But join me on the back. I know y'all love me. I like to talk. It's all good. So I'm going to back up so that you can see my leg. Okay, first let's hug the knees into the chest. Let's give the lower back some love. Did some good stuff. Alright, let's bring that right leg down. We're going to bring that left leg into the body. Taking our strap, and we're going to bring the strap just to the ball of the foot. And you can hold on to the strap with both hands if you like, or if you feel comfortable, you can take it with one hand. Make sure you got a nice grip. We're not forcing it. Now that right leg is active, so those toes are pointed toward the knees for the right leg, allowing the leg to rest as comfortably as it can on the mat. So you're pressing the inside of that right knee down toward the mat, right? Good, and you're breathing. You're breathing. So if you got both hands on the string, that's okay. So you're taking the heel of that left foot pointing toward the sky, and just a slight tug on that rope is pulling the ball of the foot toward the body, right? And you're just bringing it toward the body. You're not forcing it up. You see, I'm not forcing it. I'm just allowing it to have a little bit of resistance to feel it. So you're feeling this in the back side of the leg. A nice little delicious stretch here. Now we're going to lean slightly over toward the left, and you find that the weight starts to go with you over to the left. So you're going to take that right hand and bring the palm of that right hand down on the right side. And again, we're not forcing anything. We're not allowing the leg to spill over. If that's a lot for you, you're just going wherever you feel the resistance, not where you feel uncomfortable. You're keeping that right buttock on the mat as well. Remember, that leg is engaged. Breathing. Inhale, let's bring it back to center. And exhale, we're going to let it lean just slightly over to the right and see what a different feeling, a different stretch you get. If you need to take that rope with both hands, that's okay. Because you don't want to stretch more than the body is saying it wants to stretch. We're just allowing, activating, and waking up some areas that need some breath. Inhale, let's bring it back to center. Releasing that rope, that strap from that leg. Inhale, allowing that left leg to join the right. And just allow free movement here. Let's inhale. The right knee into the chest, doing the same thing on the left leg, engaging that leg, bringing those toes toward the knee, engaging, pressing that inside of that, the back of that knee, that left knee into the mat as much as you can, keeping both buttocks on the ground. You're going to take your strap around the ball of that left foot, pressing toward the sky with the heel of that right foot pressing just a little slight resistance to the ball of the foot. Breathing. A couple of breath cycles here, and you're going to really feel it on the back side of the leg. You'll feel this and enjoy this layers. Building up some new synovial fluid, you guys, in our joint capsules. Doesn't that sound good? In our joint capsules. Inhale, let's bring that right leg just slightly over to the right, making sure that that left buttock stays on the mat. I know it's work, it's all good. It's almost over, guys. Inhale, let's find it back to the center. And exhale, let's press over to the left. Feeling a different stretch, really pressing as much as comfortable with that right heel. Got two ranges of motion going. The back of the leg is pressing away, and the front of the leg, the foot is pressing toward. Inhale, let's bring that leg up. Bringing that knee into the chest and releasing that strap. Strap can be used so many fun ways, and we're going to start incorporating a lot of that into the practice. Inhale, let's bring those knees into the chest. I told you we were taking it easy today. Very easy today. Let's exhale, bring those knees over to the right side. Good stuff. Let's airplane the arms out wide. Palms are toward the ground. Gaze is over the left shoulder. Taking the right hand and pressing just slightly, not forcing the legs down. Just allowing a little bit of weight just to sit comfortably on the tops of the thighs and breathing. to the right. Over to the left. The other right. Here goes forward. I graduate. Yes. Palms are flat. Gaze is to the right. Taking the left hand. Just pressing nicely. Not pressing, but resting. The tops of those right thighs. Maybe you unclench the teeth, relax your face, relax the shoulders. Maybe notice where you're still holding tension, or maybe notice where you were holding tension and you feel relaxed now. Just notice the body. Inhale, let's find ourselves back to center. Once again, hugging those knees into the chest. Rocking side to side. Now let's open up the body. Let's open up the body. Bringing the tops of the feet toward the sky. Opening up the hips. Taking the hands to the insides of the tops of the feet. We call this happy baby. Pressing the knees toward the ground. And just rocking side to side. Pressing that tailbone, then lower back into the mat. Oh, that feels so good. As much time as you need, as much movement as you need. Oh, find a stillness when you're ready. In the center. Releasing those legs down. Releasing everything down. This is the final resting pose. This is Shavasana. Let me encourage you to stay in Shavasana. The final resting pose, one of the most challenging because it's just you sitting with yourself, doing nothing but letting everything go, relaxing. Can you do that? I promise I'll bring you out of Shavasana. Just relax. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Waking up the body. Nice and slow. Maybe you wiggle your fingers and toes and wrists and ankles. Reverse the direction. And take the arms overhead and give the body a nice, good stretch. Pointing the toes toward the top of the mat. Exhale, bring everything in. Knees to chest, shoulders off the mat. Chin to chest, crunching it out. Inhale. Exhale, rolling the body over to the right or the left side in a fetal position. Taking a moment. Taking that top hand right in front of the face and pressing the body up nice and slow. Not forcing anything. Remember, the neck is delicate. Finding yourself in a seated position, joining me. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. Happy Saturday. If you're practicing or you're just viewing this video, you're somewhere alive and present, and I honor you for that. I'm grateful for it. During these times, it's so just necessary to remember those simple things like honoring the body, having compassion for yourself and others, and just loving where you're at in the process of wherever you're at. Honor it. There's always a better version of you. You got to pull it out. Don't look for anybody else to do that for you. Do the work and it will show up for you. Okay? Thank you so much for practicing. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Thank you so much. Namaste.